This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So we're back from holidays.
Sorry, just getting a little bit of anger from our boss because he didn't realise we were pre-recording this because I can still hear.
Yeah, I can hear the show.
I can still hear the radio through the headphones. Ha ha ha, David McClung.
I don't know how to change them.
He doesn't know how to change
it.
Right, so we'll take them off. Anyway, it's a great show today, David. Caitlin was here.
Caitlin, you were quite surprised. Caitlin Bassett filling in for Sean, who's on holidays.
I fangirled a bit when Albo walked in the studio.
You were so surprised. You thought we were going to be talking to him on the phone.
He's a big deal.
He just wanders in too, like he owns the joint.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess when you're Prime Minister, you can do whatever you
Do you
want.
reckon when he's had a big night out at Subi, like the Supernovas used to do, he just lets himself in here with a swipe and sleeps under the desk?
Yeah, it wouldn't
The
surprise
amount
me.
of people that have slept here.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you sleep with him one night when your roof caved in?
Yes,
Natalie
I did,
came in one time.
My roof caved in.
For a while there, you thought there would have been bunk beds.
It's essentially some sort of refuge.
Yeah.
I think because I lost my car keys that night as well, so I was just
When Nat and I first started here, we were so exhausted after doing the show because it was a new thing for us that we would have a sleep in the beanbags in our office. We'd finish the show, walk in, turn the lights off, and have a sleep for half an hour on the beanbag. And then we'd walk up to Jess to get a pie.
It was like, it's like, you know how in kindy where they like make them lie down and have a nap? It was like that. I know, don't they?
It took me, I think we've calculated possibly 6 years to hang pictures in my house. Unbelievable moment for me professionally.
They look great.
But we are talking about the guy that hung it, an actual professional picture hanger. We're talking about the people that walk around with a job and they notice things straight away because they're professionals.
They can
like
never
you.
really clock off.
Is his hashtag well hung? Like, as he walked away?
How much more business would you have gotten if it was well hung?
I'd be like,
I mean, not the sort of business you're anticipating.
Why not?
Anyway.
I spot typos everywhere. That's my from work.
Yeah, of course.
Any typos, I'm all over the editing side of articles these days.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, well.
I just hate more, but that's the main stuff. And Caitlin! Yay!
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean. This is a nice package.
How big? So big, Sean.
Oh, lovely. Nova 937.
It's 6:04, Nathan Nat and Sean, except Sean's taken some long service leave, so he's got the rest of this week off.
There's a difference between us and him. We're dedicated to the craft of radio. We would be heartbroken if we're away from it for one day that we need to be.
And we didn't get our leave approved soon enough.
Do I want to talk about who's dedicated about the craft of radio is our boss, David McClung.
Yeah, filling in for Harry this
boss
week.
of the station.
Morning.
Hello, David. What a joy to have you in Harry's seat.
It's a joy to be here.
That was not convincing.
So you went back on air last week.
Oh, God, yeah.
How was it?
It was all right. I did Friday.
What'd you say?
It's a breeze. I don't know what Ross complains about.
It basically runs itself.
Don't say that, Dave. You're not wearing enough hats as it is.
Hey, there's been a rumour flying around the building. New team member, by the way, for us. Yeah,
welcome, Bella.
Yeah, Bella has joined us now. She's taken over from Priya, so when you call, she'll be answering the phone. Say hello. But she let a rumour out this morning that apparently she was told to look at the menu and order what she wanted for breakfast.
Yes.
Is that?
We always do breakfast on the first day back. That's
Well, we're
I
on
don't know
board.
the rules since you pulled the burrito blanket from under us the other week.
But also, like lately when we order breakfast, we all get the same thing, but you're letting Bella choose whatever she wants. Interesting. Interesting.
I didn't know we did the same thing.
Oh,
Burritos, dude.
Burritos.
Listen to the show. We talk about it every 5 minutes.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
I don't know whether it's advertising working in general or if it's just the product that we're talking about, but every time I hear the word KFC, it doesn't matter what time in the morning it is, if I had an opportunity,
your little ears prick up.
I'd slam a Zinger burger right now.
I think it's
Amy.
because of that time you spent living next to the drive-through that it now just triggers for you.
The KFC breeze
Yes.
would come through in the afternoon and my place would just smell like I'm living in a bucket of chicken. It was the most amazing thing to be able to eat a salad at home while smelling KFC. But then the salad never won. You just...
No, of course.
Once I got into my car, I looked at the drive-through of KFC.
Yes.
So my balcony was there and then straight next was the drive-through. And
what you needed was an arrangement where you could lower a bucket and then they filled it with chicken and you put your money in the bucket, lower it down, they fill it with chicken, take the money out.
Remember the time that I drove then? I went down to the car park and I got in my car and I drove to the drive-through and then drove back. You can walk in,
right?
Natalie, it's literally, it was like if we just went as the crow flies, it was probably 5 metres.
Lucky you drove. Well, lucky you
Anyway,
went to that effort.
There's a reason why I'm talking about it. We're going to give somebody $150 to spend at KFC.
Stop it.
I know.
That buys you everything.
$150 for KFC. Head into KFC and get more bang for your bucket with KFC's packed lunch for just $9.95. Not available on delivery. Oh,
$150. Packed lunch, $9.95. That's more than 15 lunches.
that's heaps of lunches if you do the traditional math.
That's like more than 2 weeks of lunches if you want to do it that way.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Katy Perry there. Will we hear that song on Saturday at the grand final? That's the question.
Well, the AFL have been having discussions with her team because...
It seems a bit late in the piece to be having these discussions.
I don't think it was in the contract, but they end up saying that they just want 5 bangers.
Yeah, of course.
So we're thinking...
Fireworks.
Raw. Fireworks. Yeah. Remember when this song first came out, we had an interview to speak to Katy Perry, and I think it was like at 10:30 or something, and we're like, we're not staying around for that. We end up staying around for that, but we were at the time thinking she might just be a one-hit wonder because a song like I Kissed a Girl is a bit of a gimmick song.
Yeah.
But anyway, listen to all the hits she's had.
Yeah.
She wanted to play 2 of her new songs from her album 143, which everybody hates.
Yeah, it's been panned globally.
And the AFL have said, nah, we want this stuff. We want this.
They reckon they've agreed that she can play one new song.
One song, but they're going to pull the microphone out.
And everybody has to cover their
and they'll
ears.
dub their own song, the song they wanted Katy to play during that time. Do you know what? I wanted to get everyone's opinion in the room. We've got Amy, Sam, David, Natalie. Is Katy Perry on her way out? Is she on her way out to Has Been Land?
Oh, yeah, Sam's nodding.
Yeah.
Sam's nodding.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
This new album is not her finest work.
And
it's like,
the new makeover she's doing is like gripping onto like too young. I don't know.
I'm not saying it's
worried
like she's a
about her.
great talent.
Oh, she's amazing, but I've been worried sick now.
It's possible that she could come back with a better album down the track.
I don't know.
But this one is not great.
I think everyone's done. I think everyone's had enough. You know when you've had too much Perry Perry?
Do you think she jumped the shark with the menu log ads and that's it?
I think we hit. That was the start of it. I think when did we hit Pete Carey? Was it Katy Perry? Was it Raw or was it Raw? Was it Firework?
Firework. And
then after that, it's like
when she was here, she played the MCG for the Women's Cricket World Cup, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh God, how did they get Katy Perry?" And now it's sort of like, how do you not get Katy Perry?
How long was that? I went to my house yesterday. I got home and she was there singing, and I was like, "Are you serious, mate?
Play your old
can
stuff,
you move
Katy."
your stuff? I'm using the television. Move out of the way."
Anyway, should be great on Saturday.
Yeah, love her.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Roll up. It's time for Best in Show.
Nathan and Sean might be the biggest show in town, but we want to find the best in show. Get your tickets at perthroyalshow.com.au.
To celebrate this year's Perth Royal Show, we're hosting our own show awards, up for grabs of $500 cash and a family pass to the Perth Royal Show.
Category is most destruction caused by an animal.
Welcome to the awards, Best in Show. Shelby from Balcatta. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi,
All right,
Shelby.
Shelby.
What an honour to have you on our stage right now, telling your story about a destructive animal. What animal are we talking about?
He's an Australian Shepherd, so a dog.
What's his name?
Basil.
They're bad, aren't they?
Basil?
Shelby.
Basil, yes, like the herb.
Yes. And,
Not like the Lord Mayor.
Oh, we could go with that.
and the guy from Faulty Towers. Okay, Shelby, tell us what Basil did that was so destructive.
When he was a puppy, we were in an apartment, in a rental. He used to stay in the laundry when we went to work, and one day we came home and the whole laundry was flooded, and that end of the house, because he chewed through the pipe where the washing machine is, and all the floors were flooded. It was a disaster.
How much are we thinking it cost?
We're talking, it was over $20,000 because it got through the whole place, which was an absolute nightmare. And the worst thing, it wasn't even our house. So.
Oh, whose house was it?
It's a rental, so...
Oh,
Cannot.
this is why landlords don't want pets in rentals.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, a major argument.
Yeah.
So we got out of there as quick as we could.
Can I tell you,
everything was
any
fixed.
rental I've ever been at, I've never even hung a picture on the wall because I've been so frightened of getting my bond back.
Wow.
Yeah,
I take it you didn't. Yeah, I take it you didn't get your bond back, Shelby.
No. I think we paid out more than the bond.
Wow.
Australian Shepherds. They don't like being left alone. Safe to say.
No,
Yeah.
he's got. We always call him Velcro because wherever you go, he has to come.
Yeah.
And even now, he's 4 years old and he's still disruptive. Like,
I don't know.
insane.
I don't know how I could.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know how I could be in love with my pet, but also be on the dealing end of that.
Yeah, I know.
Because I don't know which emotion would win, love or hate.
Yeah.
I think hate.
I know.
All right. You hang there, Shelby.
Thank you, Shelby.
Our next contestant is Renee from Inglewood. Good morning, Renee.
Good morning, guys.
Hi, Renee. In this category, of course, we're looking for the most destruction caused by an animal. Do you have another dog for us?
I do. It is my mother's dog. She is a Bernese mountain dog.
Oh,
now,
they're
if you guys
massive.
have ever met them.
What's her
They
name?
are the true blonde. Her name is Micah.
Micah.
Micah,
Yes.
lovely. And what did
They
she
are the
do?
true blonde of the dog world.
Yes.
She decided that she was going to eat her way through socks, tea towels and underwear in my mother's house. 3 times she had to have part of her stomach removed due to blockages. $30,000 destruction on herself.
No! Of just socks and underwear?
Yeah, socks,
'Cause they
underwear and
obstruct.
tea towels and a couple of toys as well.
I remember, I think it was on air we spoke to someone years ago, Natalie. Remember they said their dog kept on eating the crutches out of their underwear? The crutches, that was it.
Oh, no.
You really have to review your diet there, don't you?
Yeah.
No.
Pet insurance, Renee?
She did have pet insurance the last 2 times, but still, there's still like $5,500 each time.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Stop
right.
eating tea towels.
Yeah, stop eating tea towels. That's what the
Pretty
vets
much,
politely call dietary indiscretion.
I've not ever gone to the doctor once because I've been eating tea towels.
Well, maybe they're delicious, though. Maybe you don't know what you're missing
I'll
out
whack one
on.
in today. All right, thank you so much, Renee.
Thanks,
and
Renee.
The
You hang
last
there.
person we've got in this category is Chili from Belldivers. Hey, Chili.
Hey, guys.
Hey, mate. Hey, what animal are we talking about?
I have a miniature dash hound.
What's your miniature dachshund's name?
Her name is Coco, but we call her Cyclone because she goes through everything.
All right,
Yeah, right.
What's Cyclone been up to?
What damage did she cause?
Well, she's an inside dog, so we leave her at home. And one day I have come home just to a mass destruction. First thing was she had walked through her own poop everywhere over the house, and somehow it also got up on the wall.
Isn't that interesting to see where she's been, though?
And how does she get on the wall? Like, she's a mini Dachshund. Like, she's tiny. How does it get on the walls?
Exactly. I have no idea how she got up there, but there are paw prints on the wall.
What do you mean up there? How up?
Oh, look, let's probably say maybe like 30 centimetres up the
Okay.
wall. So
But
she's
when you're
obviously
that
been
little,
trying to
I was
find
gonna
her.
say, what if you came home and there was shitty footprints
Yes.
on the roof? And you go,
Like-
wait, on the ceiling? How'd that happen?
I also bought a brand new laptop the week prior. She had completely chewed through the charging cord, and then at the same time eaten 4 pairs of soles out of my shoes.
Animals, mate.
I mean, my dog did ruin a lot of shoes back in the day.
What was that? Sorry, the last bit you just said?
They weren't cheap shoes
they
either.
weren't
They're
cheap
about
shoes.
$300 each.
Oh,
and
so
they're
not
4 pairs.
from Spend Less.
No, definitely not.
Wow. Okay. 3 strong contenders
Natalie.
there for best in show.
From
Is,
Shelby.
most destructive
She told us
animal.
about, was it like the $20,000 or $30,000 worth? of
$20
damage?
flooding
$20,000,
damage because her Basil,
Yep.
her Australian Shepherd, chewed through the pipe.
Renee from Inglewood was her mother's dog.
A Bernese mountain dog called Micah who ate socks and underwear and tea towels and had to have $30,000 worth of surgery.
That's a lot.
On separate occasions.
Yeah, and then we've got the poo-spreading dog
Yeah, Coco the mini Daxi.
that eats laptop cords. Mm-hmm. Laptop cords are expensive, aren't they?
I mean, it's not ideal when it's a brand new laptop as well, not to mention the poo that was
Yeah,
all through the
yeah.
house.
All right.
It's a lot.
What do
We
you
have to
think?
declare a winner.
Show me what you think.
Wow. Well, why don't we do it like, paper, rock, scissors, 1, 2, 3, and hold up the fingers,
All right.
okay?
1, 2, 3. What'd you do? David? 1.
Okay. All right, our winner is Shelby. Oh, hang on. Our winner is...
We're going to sound effect. Wait, sorry.
Our winner is... There it is. Shelby! She never would have thought. Shelby, you won $500 and a family pass to the Perth Royal Show as some sort of compensation for what Basil did.
Beautiful, thank you. Might make up for it. I'll go have some fun by myself after.
I don't really think a fairy floss will make up for that.
No.
But good luck. Have a Pluto pup.
Yeah, enjoy.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Sean's not going on this week.
Yeah.
He's taking some long service leave and he's still in Bali, and
Literally.
we're filthy about
What
it.
time does Waterbomb Park open? He'd be
sleeping there, wouldn't he?
God.
Just
in Bali.
living
think
the dream.
about it.
Oh,
think about it. He'd be up early. He'd be probably eating the buffet breakfast right now. Oh, the pounds of bacon they bring out, just piles of crispy bacon that you didn't cook. That's just there for you to take.
Just there for you to take as much as you want.
And then you've got the people there that have rocked up with their Tupperware containers that are getting food for the day at breakfast. They're at every resort. What, David? Have you not seen that?
I've never seen that.
Go to Bali, go to the breakfast bar, and you will see families all pull out
By
their Tupperware
families,
containers.
you mean Brian and Marlene?
Oh no, Dad's never done it, but Dad would do it. But no, and they'll get stuff for sandwiches and stuff for the entire day from the breakfast bar.
Oh, actually, my mum wraps a lot of food in napkins.
I love napkins.
She needs to start taking a special Tupperware container in a man bag like Dad does to restaurants.
Tupperware's gone bust, so that dream's over.
Tupperware's
gone
bust. How?
bust.
Everyone has it. But then again, you can get it so cheap everywhere else
But
now.
also, it never wears out. So that they didn't build in some obsolescence.
There is
clearly.
a light bulb that they have designed that works forever. We will never get our hands on it.
No, because designed obsolescence.
Isn't that insane? What else are they hiding?
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
How many years have I been in my apartment for now?
Oh, I don't know.
5? 4? 5? I always say
6.
4,
I
but
would
I feel
say
like
6.
I feel like I've been saying 4 for 10 years. I'm not a person that keeps track of what
4,
time.
it's more than 4 because 4 was
It's the
pretty
thing
much
when you don't have children. You look at
when
your children, you can
COVID
work out what
started.
age things are.
So COVID started 4 years ago.
Yeah,
so
I guess I was
it's
well
more
before
than that.
Maybe 6 years. Okay,
Yeah.
for 6 years, not one wall in my place has been adorned with a picture or anything that needs to be hung up.
I don't understand this, Nathan, because we had extensive conversations about the framing of things.
Yeah.
Where you had a problem where you bought a print and then the frame.
I've had things framed.
Yeah. So, okay. So, what the natural progression is that you frame things and then you hang them.
Sometimes I've had things framed on a rush order, like I needed them straight away.
Yeah, an emergency framing situation and you're furious because one framer ruined the print and then you had to get it redone.
Remember?
Yeah. No, I remember. It was a journey.
It was a long time. It was a long time.
And most people, once they've gone to a lot of effort to get things framed, they then affix them to the wall so that they are on display.
I've heard of this. So every break that we've ever had since maybe 6 years, I've been on my break going, okay, I'm going to get these pictures hung up. And Natalie, I did it this break. I hung up so many pictures. I hung up.
Oh, you hung them up?
No. Okay. No, okay. I got some people to do it.
You paid a professional.
Yeah, called the Hangmaster. This guy named Josh came over.
I have had a guy come and hang it because I bought a painting from a gallery and they sent the guy around to hang it for me. And it's amazing watching a professional hanger do their thing. They're so good at it.
It was like an art, and it came with a little bit of a bill. It was not too expensive, but for the I don't know the safeguarding of knowing that they're being hung properly in the right. I know some people listening right now going, just put a bloody hammer on a wall.
No, I've got tricky walls. I've got limestone walls.
I'm going to say mine are tricky too.
And you have to tap to find the right spot and everything. It's an art.
So they can just visually know how something should be, and it's amazing to watch. I have to tell you, the first drill that went into the wall, so I could hear it started to sound the drill. I went straight out into the balcony. I just stood there because I don't know what psychologically it was doing to me.
No,
I felt like then now the apartment's used because I've drilled into it.
And also because you rented for so long.
Yes, it's a
you're
trauma.
worried you're not going to get your bond back.
I'm worried I'm not going to get my bond
You've just been trying to blue tack things to the walls for the last 6 years.
But Josh, this guy, he would stand at one end of the hall and then he would just look. Because I was thinking, I was in the kitchen going, wait, he's being very quiet. What's he doing? And then I hear footsteps and he'd walk to the other end of the hall and then he'd walk up the other end. And he did that about 5 or 6 times. And then I was going, what is it? And he goes, I'm looking at the lights, and I'm thinking, do I space them under the lights? He goes, which naturally I do. He goes, but then between the second picture and the last thing, there seems to be a bit of a space because we put shelving here. So I'm just wondering if I move the thing over. I was just going...
He's a real craftsman.
And I was like really impressed. And I just thought, and I said to him, do you do this everywhere you go? And he goes, yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine the art, well, until recently, not my place, but imagine mirrors, shelves, everything hung up.
Yeah.
And imagine you always walking in there and straight away being able to clock that's not the right height. That shouldn't be hung there.
Because I reckon that's because I've heard conflicting reports of how high you should do it, and I've got very high ceilings, and so it's like, because they say eye level should be like 2/3 of the way up, and it's like, but I'm quite short, so that then leaves a lot of room above it. So it doesn't look right. It feels like it should take up more room on the wall.
For me, being a 6'3" person, I've discovered hang things low for the shorter people in the world.
Right.
I'm very respectful of my art
because you have a lot of little people coming around you.
So here's just a quick. So there's the mirror.
Yes.
So we've got the mirror there, and then we've got that painting there on the wall. It's like a loft style painting because it's so big. Like I would have hung that lower. And then there's a hallway, but it just looks amazing. And I just want to talk about these professions. And my Uncle Bill, I mean, it's so funny. This day we went out with him. He used to work in the world of cables. So we're out in Sydney having lunch, family lunch one day, and then Uncle Bill just starts rambling about the cables on a suspension bridge, and then from that goes to the cables on something else.
Right.
So he used to work with cables.
You mean like wire ropey kind of cables?
Yeah, and he told me how good the cables are on that bridge. I thought you meant the cables
behind your computer.
No. Natalie, which would have been more interesting to me because I have those cables.
Yes. But as a chiropractor, I can tell you this, that we do judge you on your posture. So I walk around, and still to this day, I haven't done it. It was nearly 10 years ago since I stopped being a chiro, but I walk around and I'm just like, stand up straight. I say it to people in the office, sit up straight, sit up straight.
Hairdressers do it.
You never stop.
If you ever meet a dentist, no one shows their teeth.
Oh, yeah, no.
Hi, I'm a dentist. We want to know your profession, right? Whether it be a trade, whatever.
Yeah.
Even if it's something really particular, like my uncle who works with cables. But you clock this everywhere you go, and the person you're with probably gets an earful about it as well because you know a lot about it. What is it?
Katy Bassett's just joined us, though.
I know.
Good morning. Cbass, welcome. You can sit on this. We're talking about when, because of your profession, you can't switch it off, and so you notice things everywhere you go. Like, you must notice netball things everywhere you go, do you?
I was going to say, no, there's two things I noticed. One is, like, food things at work I pick up all the time. Just from years of being an athlete, I know all the hacks to, like, if you eat at this time and eat this food before you exercise.
So you'll watch what people are eating at different times?
No, so the other day, Craig O'Donoghue sits next to me, and he had a crack at me. He said, Caitlin Bassett, every time I look across, you're eating a salad. He's like, you can't work here and eat salad. And I was like, mate, I'm sitting on my bum at this job. I need to eat salad, otherwise my weight is just going to go through the roof.
Don't tell people that.
What, you don't eat salad? That burrito's not full of salad?
No, don't say if you're sitting down, you have to eat salad.
No, I'm just saying for me, who's been used to being very active. So, yeah, I notice things like that. And if I sit, I would definitely, in my head, shame what all the other people are sitting doing.
So you just walked in and saw us eating a burrito.
And did you say, I said no straight away. And it's a default. It's default for me because I'm just like, no, because I haven't been to the gym this morning, and I says no.
That's all right. I'm sorry. That's why you cannot tell me that if there's a hairdresser walking around that clocks someone's hair.
Yeah.
And they'll go, oh, that colour's not right.
Well, let's check in with Anne in Mandurah. Hi, Anne.
Good morning.
Hi, Anne.
Okay, so what profession are you in, and what is it that you notice everywhere you go?
I'm not anymore, but I used to be in family law, and so anytime anybody says anything about a divorce or a spend time with arrangement, which used to be custody or anything like that, in my head I am silently judging them. And if they're friends, not so silently. But worse, my husband works in incident response, and if we go through any sort of roadworks or anything like that, he will loudly tell them what they're doing wrong. His window down.
Oh, so if there was a violation that he can see happening, or if they're shoveling wrong?
If they've put their cones out wrong, if they've got their wrong boards up, he will wind down his window to the point where if I see roadworks coming up, I will lock the windows so he can't wind them down.
So, Anne, when you're talking about as a former family lawyer, do you must have it, like, if people, you would notice when relationships are starting to fail as well, you would get an eye for that. Do you then take people aside and say, look, you need to, if you want to get the house, this is what you need to do? do or that kind of stuff?
If they ask, yes. If they don't, no.
She's not giving away free advice.
I know, they must ask, though.
charge.
People would ask you all the time.
Oh, they do, yeah.
free
And then in the
advice.
job I work in now, we do 12-hour shifts in a very close environment. And so, yes, people do. They're like, oh, so my cousin's sister's best friend is getting a divorce, so what should she do? And I'm like, get a really good lawyer.
Do you watch shows like Suits, and do you find them really really irritating to watch because you're like, that would never happen in real life?
They're like when cops watch cop shows, they go, oh, come on, the
No,
Rookie.
do you know what's irritating about those shows?
Oh.
Is I can't walk in high heels and they will do it effortlessly. Like,
I've seen some of these women. I've seen some of these women run in high heels.
That is irritating, Anne. Thank
that
you.
does not happen.
Thanks, Anne. Carly's in Churchlands. Hello.
Hey, Carly.
Oh, good morning.
Hey, mate. How are you?
I'm well.
All right. What do you do for a crust?
Look, I've done property management for 8 years. So as soon as I approach anybody's home, whether it be a friend or family, I'm examining their front yard for
So the
weeds.
curb appeal?
Yes. You know if they've got a pet inside that house.
Yeah.
Yeah, using their bathrooms, checking out, the dust and how clean their toilets are.
So you're doing a rental inspection every time you open someone's house?
Anybody's house, I put that property manager's hat on every time.
It's like it's a mark on the wall.
I wouldn't have you over.
No.
Because my house on the surface looks very clean, but like it's
But you
not.
just put a bunch of unauthorised pictures up.
You would constantly be getting messages from me being like, is this hole noticeable?
I want to talk about property manager, Carly, but back in the day when I was at university, we would be in the shared house, of course, and then when we were having a property inspection, we really wanted to put our best foot forward. So because we all did design and stuff, we'd put art books out on the coffee table and we go, they would think that, wow, look at these learned people reading about Renaissance paintings. Do you clock stuff like that of people's things?
Here's a secret. We don't actually look that deep. On the surface.
Are you joking?
No, everyone goes to so much effort, but we're not really looking that close. We just want
You
to show
are
the landlords that we've
monsters.
been there.
Do you know what? The amount of people that
We've been there.
the amount of people there right now that are like, they might have one today and they're like arranging their throw rug to look like they're just throwing up and make it look good.
They'll
in the picture.
notice if my washing isn't folded.
And you're doing it
all
for
that
no one.
stuff.
You're doing it for no one.
Well,
Thanks, mate.
there are people who have got rental inspections today who just breathed a sigh of relief. Thanks, Carly. Michelle's in Kingsley. Hi, Michelle.
Hello.
Hey, Michelle.
Michelle, what do you do for a living, and what as a result, what do you notice everywhere you go?
I used to work for a vascular surgeon, and so amongst other things, he dealt with aneurysms and stents, but also varicose veins.
Oh, you look at people's...
Yep.
You look
so
for
I
veiny
go
legs.
to the beach and I look at the back of people's legs and go, ooh, that's a spider vein, that's a varicose vein.
What gives you varicose veins? Because I've been told it's standing for too long. Is that correct?
I'm not a doctor, but I think it can be, and also genetics, and
Some people's, that's like the back of some people's legs, though, it looks like you put, like, imagine a whole bunch of building blocks and you sort of sheet over top of it.
Yeah, I know.
That angular.
My mum has terrible varicose veins,
right.
and she claims that she got them when she was pregnant with me.
yeah, lots of people get them.
Yeah.
Yep,
So hers are bad.
So you're clocking people's legs.
Varicose veins.
So if you're looking at the back of anyone for a while, they should know that their legs are they're starting to see the vein in your legs popping out. That's full on. Can you get rid of them?
Yes, that's what the vascular surgeon
So
does.
what do they do? They just just cut it out? I know you're not a doctor, but what do they do? Or do they suck the blood out? Or something?
If they're little ones, then they're spider veins, and they can give them injections.
They're the little red ones.
But if they're those big ones that curl around and are lumpy and chunky,
Like
then
it's a snake under a
they need
sheet.
surgery. So strip them out.
Wow, interesting. You know what? There's some great professions there.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michelle.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So on Sunrise right now, they've got a woman that they're talking about. They're going to be auctioning off some of the Friends set. You can buy the couch from Central Perk for $42,500.
Bargain.
That seems like a bargain.
So it's auction though, so that's kind of the price guide. So it could go for way more.
Could be way more.
Yeah.
Ross's footstool is $13,000.
What is Ross's? I have no. What's Ross's footstool?
The Friends couch I get. Ross's footstool I
Hardly
don't.
the signature piece of furniture
It
from
was
the
maybe
show.
Phoebe's apothecary table.
Yeah. But wasn't that just from Pottery Barn?
Yeah, that was from Pottery Barn. I get that.
So you could just buy
buy
that.
from Pottery Barn. But anyway, yeah. That seems
Good
cheap.
times.
The couch seems cheap.
The couch seems cheap for what it is.
For what it
and
is.
if
Yeah.
you were a mega fan,
Yeah.
what that would symbolise to you.
Yeah.
It's not an attractive.
I think you could
couch.
really pass off.
You know what?
Objectively.
I'll wait to get it on the Nick Scarley sale. It says it's ending soon.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Prime Minister's in the house, everybody. Welcome back, PM.
Great to be here.
Are you in the walls here? We can't get rid of you. You are back in WA all the time.
What have you done with Sean?
Oh, he's on long service leave
Upgrade.
in Bali.
Upgrade.
Yeah. And we get Caitlin way cheaper by metre.
It's true.
Have you ever met Caitlin Bassett before?
I haven't, but I'm very pleased to meet a former constituent from
Yes.
Lilyfield.
Yeah, I do love Lilyfield. It's a great spot.
Tell me why.
Another one as well, Dave McClung from Lilyfield too.
I was at Golden Grove Public School last week.
That's where they have the markets every
Where
Sunday.
they had the markets and they went crazy, the young kids. It's always fantastic going into a primary school.
I got told that it's the poor man's Balmain. Is that right?
No.
That's what Caitlin said.
It's got its own character.
So does everything if you squint.
It's got the best market.
By character, do you mean crime?
Leichhardt Oval is actually in Lilyfield, which is a great sporting venue.
Yes.
Wouldn't know.
It's fantastic. But I'm here to do Metronet. Big opening.
I know.
Yeah,
so,
so-
Armadale line.
Yeah, no. And, removing 6 level crossings
Yes.
is going to make an enormous difference. I know there's been some disruption, which is what happens when you do
People are
major
completely
infrastructure.
understanding of that, though.
Oh, because... well...
Nobody
I've
complains
not
at
read
all.
one bad comment.
It will mean that people can get around more efficiently, both on rail and, of course, on road.
Yes.
Because when you separate
level
them...
crossings are the worst.
They are. They are.
We've got a lot of
And
roadworks
it's
happening
safer,
around
too.
Perth at the moment, and what's going to happen afterwards is just it's amazing because Perth was built so spread out. That's the thing. Like, we followed the 1984 corridor plan, as I learnt in geography, which basically split Perth out and spread it all out. And there was never a forethought to public transport and stuff and what we do in the future.
North, south.
Yeah, it seems a little bit easier in other countries or sort of cities. Yeah.
Yeah, but Perth is just becoming so easy to get around with the Metronet. I mean, the roads, with the Gateway project made an enormous difference, clogging up around the airport.
Yeah,
the
that's
Swan
true.
Valley bypass, but the Metronet project is really
And when that
exciting.
Ellenbrook line opens as well,
Do you
that's
reckon
going to make
do you reckon we'll
Absolutely.
ever get a toll? Will we ever
Don't
get a toll?
say that.
I don't want them, and I think it's disgusting. There's something so strange about me driving on a road and then having to chuck change into a bucket.
No, we don't
keep
do
me
that.
going.
that thing goes beep
As
on your
someone
window.
who's from Sydney,
What? That's insane.
it is such a bonus being from Perth.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
the
to get
difference that
places.
it makes
Yeah.
is enormous. Like,
Yeah.
people
I was just in
really
Melbourne on
rack
the
up
weekend, and the
tolls.
toll to get to the airport on the Tullamarine Free, it's $6.
That's cheap.
$6.
There's $13 tolls in
to
Sydney.
drive to the
How,
airport.
how many? I don't
can-
know the word. How many tolls? I mean, you're not at the paying end. You're in the back seat of the limo.
Sydney
But
is the highest tolled city in the world.
Could you do like $50 a day if you had to go from a length or like?
You bet you could.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
so
bet
like
you
a
could.
professional driver, like somebody who drives for a living, a delivery driver or whatever, could easily rack that up.
Absolutely.
You know what? Do you want to win WA over again for the election?
Say
It's
no
free-
tolls
No,
out.
it's free. Go to thing of Peter that wants tolls and nukes. Tolls and nukes, and we, mate.
Nuclear tolls.
Nuclear tolls.
The worst kind.
Radioactive toll booths.
Well, we may as well, at least that'll have a costing on it. Unlike his policy, he gave a speech yesterday and said nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Won't go anywhere near Collie. I mean, it's a joke.
Yeah.
It really is.
Mate, Collie. Poor Collie. I know what, they're going to be fantastic when
Collie's
they wave
going
at us with their 5
gangbusters.
arms in a few years. It'll be
No,
great.
well then,
Hey,
the
let's
nuclear fantasy isn't happening, which is why Peter Dutton won't actually come out with the costing. Because it doesn't add up.
Oh, you got to make the plans, don't you? You can't just move into an old Aldi.
Yes, well, and the CSIRO came out at the very beginning and said it was a very expensive option.
It's the
that
most
wouldn't be worth it.
expensive.
Yeah.
It's the slowest. It's risky.
Yeah.
The
And I know that it works in other countries, but the infrastructure is they're smaller,
Yeah.
and it was built some time ago. So whereas
Correct,
trying
yeah.
to build it now is an
And
expensive
when I watch
option.
the block, I see how much water sealing costs.
it's a
it
great
need
point.
worse than water seal. It need
You
more
need
than
more
water
water.
sealant. Yeah.
You need more water than a coal-fired power station, and coal-fired power stations are shutting down there at Collie, of course, and they're building there a battery that will be able to store enough power for 860,000 homes on that site.
Yeah,
wow,
that's amazing, isn't it?
Free power. Power's ridiculous. We shouldn't have to pay for that. And internet should be free. Don't you think? Elon Musk says that. He says some other crazy things.
I wouldn't quote him too boldly.
I got in a fight with him. I don't want to another one.
I know.
Although it's quite happy to, given his outrageous behaviour.
Oh, dude.
Thinks he's above everything.
Mate.
Like some of these supermarkets. I'm amazed at... Now, you've been on about this for a while.
The ACCC, right? So we know that
they're taking on the
they're taking them on, and what they seem to have done is absolutely disgusting. So we've got the ACCC chair, Gina Cass Gottlieb. Is it Gottlieb? This is her talking about an example of what the supermarkets have been doing.
A sale by Woolworths of Oreo family biscuits, initially at a price of $3.50 for close to 2 years. Then an increase in price to $5 for a 22-day period compared to the nearly 2 years. And then the price returning to a $4.50 price when it was put onto the Prices Dropped campaign.
The strategic planning of this to put something up an astronomical price,
then
drop it down and still making a profit because you haven't dropped it down
as much, but calling it a saving.
No wonder people are angry, and they're right to be.
So
You've been on about this.
I'm so angry.
You've been ahead of the game.
Well, look, this is the thing. My parents are now pensioners, so I don't think about myself. I make enough money. I'm okay, but I think about people that don't, and I think about what someone that has worked their whole life has to do to live these days. They can't put the air conditioner on, they can't afford it. You should at least be able to go to the shops and be able to afford, not thinking about eating you probably can't even afford the cheapest tin of canned cat food at the moment.
And not to have a lend of. This is having a lend of people. They go along, they see a sign saying it's on special, they expect it to be cheaper, not more expensive. And what you have with those examples is essentially the prices going up by $1.
Crazy.
Then they reduce it by 50 cents, so it's still 50 cents more than it was, and say it's cheaper.
Yeah. And I'm going to say I'm that sucker. When I'm at the shops and I'm in a rush, my partner says to me, get whatever's on special. So I just run through and I look wherever the tags are. And then I get to the checkout and I'm like, holy moly, like, is this the special prices? This is nuts. I just think of people that have families. Like, imagine if you've got 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids. How are you feeding them?
But it's also, they're elevating inflation.
Yeah,
Two companies are driving inflation in this country, and that's, you're bearing the brunt of that.
Yeah,
because
when
people are going,
we're doing everything we can to reduce inflation. We have halved it. I make that point. But it's not easy when you have companies abusing their market power. And that is what has happened here.
Everyone in Australia is calling out for punishment. We do. We need to see it.
Because hold them
here's the thing. I've heard on the news last night that it was a $10 million fine. If that's true,
a drop in the
that
ocean.
is nothing.
You
need to do something
per incident.
Per incident.
We're talking, in one case, over 240 cases, and in another, over 260
Go
cases.
them for all of them. Fine them for all of it.
And in addition to that, yesterday we released the exposure draft of new legislation to tighten regulations even further, and we introduced the exposure draft as well of our mandatory code of conduct. Now, under the former government, what we inherited was a voluntary code,
which means nothing.
Seriously. And so we had Dr. Craig Emerson do a review, said the code should be mandated, and we put out the draft of that just yesterday.
Can you also do something about when the register tells you that you've put something in your bag and you haven't? Or the other way around?
Or that you haven't put it in the bag and I'm like, it's there.
Yeah, and then the thing starts closing, you have to wait for the person to come over. Then they look at you like you're an idiot.
Some sort of mandatory code of conduct.
What happens to the money that's going to get fined? So they're going to get fined $10 million each. Then where does that money go? Because I assume there's going to be a lot of it.
It goes to the taxpayers.
So you're going to get a refund in your
The tax vote will help. Well, we've produced 2 budget surpluses, so this will help with the bottom line.
But because ultimately, though, it's the consumer that has paid this money.
Absolutely.
So they're the ones that's come out of their pocket, but it won't be returned to their pocket.
No, but I would like to see that. Can you have your people come and knock on everyone's door and hand them an envelope of wallet?
Show us your receipt,
Imagine
and
that.
we'll sort you out.
Elbows coming today. Elbows coming today.
Or just give me
I think there's a law against handing out cash
you'll be
during
fine.
an election
You're not handing it out. You're returning it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Put your hand up. Who's ever shopped at a Woolies or Coles? Excellent. Here you go. Here's $50. Here's $50. Perfect.
Well, we have given tax cuts for every tax day.
I mean, that
I
is
do
true.
make that point.
And we
on
got
July
energy
1.
rebates as well, which we're happy about that. But, you know,
$700.
Hey, any further along with the wedding planning?
I've said that last time. You'll know.
No.
There's a fair chance that
Have you had any
you'll be there
ideas?
DJing.
I know I'll be DJing.
You know,
Are you kidding me?
we're thinking that it will be probably after the election because if we do it beforehand, it'll be a bit of a political event.
But have you thought about your bombinaries? What are your bombinaries going to be?
You sugar
we
almonds?
haven't got to that level of detail. Maybe
speaking about
some
elections,
freckles.
Can we ask the question?
Or black cats.
Are we going to get an early election Prime Minister? There's a bit of chatter around double dissolution and this sort of thing. What's going on?
There always is. Look, I'm just concerned with governing, and the election will be sometime when I drive to Yarralumla.
So do you just like get in the car and go for a spin and pretend you're going there and just swerve away?
Just drive past.
Just to get them.
I said that to one of the TV journalists. I said, well, it's very easy. Just camp outside.
Yes, you'll know.
When you see the car go in,
that's it.
You'll know.
And then you just drive up and speed off.
You'll get the exclusive.
It's when every suburb in Australia smells like a sausage sizzle. That's exactly when it is.
Well,
I think 3 years is too short, is my view. Should be 4.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
You know, there was going to be an election August 30, I kept reading, and now that's come and gone, and then it was going to be in September.
So when's the latest it can be? It's March, is it? March? May. Yeah,
May.
right.
So sometime between now and May.
Christmas Day, you know?
Christmas Day, why not?
Election must be such an exhausting time.
Why
for
not?
you to
People
even
are
think.
happy Christmas Day.
Also, no, people want something else to do. So they're like, because they get a bit bored, you know, once you've opened your presents and eaten all
Then
the
you
food.
just realize you're just stuck there with your family wearing a new shirt.
So what about if we go off and vote?
Got to take it for a spin.
There's something to be
Off
said
you
for
go.
that. Prime Minister, it's always a pleasure.
I will give the Christmas Day suggestion due consideration.
Don't do New Year's Day, everyone's too hungover.
Yeah, no, you're not going to get any voters.
Not New Year's Day. I always host the Australian, and this year it'll be the Australian and Indian cricket teams.
Oh, yeah, of course. Cool. Yeah.
Which is.
That'll be fun.
So
I think for many of them, it's the last thing that they want to do. They do.
They all turn up.
The hungover cricketers turn up.
Yeah.
Throwing up in the toilet under the stairs.
So that's ahead of the Sydney test, right?
Yeah, that's right. So it's a bit of a tradition which is there. So.
Brilliant work.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure you'll be back in.
See you in a couple of weeks.
I was going to say in 15 minutes, but whatever.
I'm surprised that when Sean wasn't here, that you didn't give me a call.
Good point.
Mate,
I can understand why.
Do you know who won the Brownlow last night?
Oh, I do. Patrick Cripps.
Yeah, well done. Who came second?
There you go. I don't know who came second. I was in Philadelphia 48 hours ago.
It was with Joe Biden.
Literally.
Was it fun?
It was good. It was terrific.
Do you like Joe?
I like him very much.
Does he hate Kamala?
No.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
He does so.
No,
a younger woman pushed him out, pushed an older man in politics off his
out
birth.
No, that's not true.
No.
George Clooney pushed him out.
He's out there campaigning for Kamala.
Who's going to win the grand final?
Swans.
Are you a Hawks supporter or not?
I'm a Hawks supporter.
He says that's all the answers.
Can't change teams.
What are the Powerball numbers?
I tell you what, there was this controversy over whether I was really a Hawks supporter, and it's like, what sort of idiot halfway through this year when the Swans look unbeatable and you live in Sydney and you go, no, I'm a Hawthorn supporter. Sure, they lost the first 5 games, but I mean, seriously. So you can't change
Hawks
teams.
through and through.
But, you know,
this
when the Hawks aren't playing, go Swans.
Sydney. All right.
You know.
Go Metronet.
Sydney side. And go Metronet.
Go ACCC.
Thanks so much, Albo.
Go for blood.
See you guys.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
One word. $5,000. Nobody 937's missing word for ABC Blinds. Transform your home for less with ABC Blinds Spring Inspiration Sale. Save up to 40% off indoor blinds, shutters and sheer curtains.
All right, if somebody can tell us the missing word, $5,000 will be theirs.
Ilza wants $5,000.
Oh, hello, Ilza.
Hey, Ilza. One sec, we might have to find you. Hello, Ilza.
Ilza?
Ilza!
Hello.
Hey!
Hello.
She
Sorry,
does
I'm
want the
ill.
money.
What were you doing?
I do. I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Yeah, great.
No,
great.
not how are you doing. What were you doing?
Oh, no, sorry. I connected to my AirPods. I'm busy.
Can I tell you, every time I speak to one of my mates on the phone every day, like we'll talk and the next minute he'll go to a pause and I know it's going to his car and then he'll always stop and go, I'm so sorry, it's going to my car. I go,
Yeah.
No, I'm so sorry about that, guys. I was like, I can't hear anyone. Have I? Yeah.
I think it sounds like you need $5,000 for some new AirPods.
We forgive you. Now, here's what's going to happen. You are going to hear the sentence, but there is one word missing. We need you to fill in that missing word. Let's have a listen to the sentence.
When I go on holidays, the first thing I pack is...
Okay.
Okay. Ilza, what's the missing word?
Is it my passport?
That would be 2 words.
Or just passport?
Passport. Okay.
First thing I pack is my... How does the sentence go?
No, the first thing I pack is...
Oh, no, people don't say the first thing I pack is passport. So without even knowing the answer, I'm going to say it's wrong. Am I
It's
right?
wrong.
Am I right?
You're
Okay, right.
Nathan is right.
If anyone knows the English language, it's me.
Existential. What?
Existential.
But Ilza, you've kicked us off in style. No cash for you on this occasion, but you've ruled that out.
Okay.
And for everybody else, it is just one word that is missing. One word.
May I ask you a question?
It has to make sense in English.
It does make sense.
Even though
in
this
English.
show doesn't.
No.
But also, Natalie, are we thinking you in particular or people in general are going on holidays?
I would never say to speak for other people.
Because I know that Nigella Lawson, she packs her hot sauce wherever she goes. So is it something?
If it was Nigella doing it, then yeah, that might be the
Nigella,
answer.
it's
But
Natalie.
that's 2 words, so yeah. It pertains to me, but I'm sure other people.
Every person does it?
I don't know.
Huh?
I've never seen what everyone else packs.
It sounds so weird because it sounds like it's you in the sentence. She won't tell me. She won't tell me.
It is me in the sentence. That's what I'm saying.
It's AI.
It's me.
Yeah.
The first thing I pack.
First thing you pack.
Yeah.
I was going to say underwear, but I know you when you're travelling.
That's not fair.
Underwear, don't touch that
He
luggage.
doesn't know the answer. Maybe you're guessing it right now.
Take it
Nathan.
underwear. Shouldn't pack it.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Tomorrow on the show, comedian Bill Bailey joins us. We actually recorded that before we went on break.
He seems to have done it from within an Egyptian tomb.
I know, it's amazing.
I'm
It's
not
actually
joking,
amazing.
Caitlin. Like, I couldn't even get past it the first one. We'll put the vision up tomorrow of this chat, but...
Was it just a
the background?
screen background?
No, it's his house.
It's his house. You know, someone's like, people just like talk to people during a Zoom call, whatever, but then sometimes there's something happening in the background that is so full and you can't even discuss what you need to discuss.
Yes.
That was where he was.
Where his pictures were hung. Did you notice that?
There was no pictures. It was more like an archaeological dig.
They look like-
somewhat akin to the movie National Treasure.
Yeah.
wow.
Like relics that had been found in a tomb. That's what they look like.
And that's it. That's a place. And he was wearing a very Baroque sort of velvety vest, and it just looked
We had a
of
lot of
another
questions.
time. Another time.
So that's worth checking out. Ross is going to give you some clues to help you figure out missing word. $5,000 on the line there. We'll give you another crack at it tomorrow morning.
And earlier in the show, we did our own Best in Show for the Royal Show, where we had Shelby from Balcatta. She won the category of Most Destructive Pet. And she won for her dog.
And what did the dog do?
Basil. Can't remember.
Basil caused a massive flood by chewing through a pipe and causing...
$20,000
I
flood.
love the Royal Show,
Yeah.
just quietly. It
Thanks.
is like, I could only go every second year because financially with our family growing up. And that second year when we got to go, what a
It's
day.
like if this is a show year.
It
That's
was,
exciting.
yeah. We weren't allowed to buy show bags until the end of the day because Mum refused to walk around carrying them all.
But then you get there and they're all gone. All the
Exactly,
good
the
ones
best
are
ones are sold
gone.
out.
To you, what is the Royal Show to you?
It's the honeycomb, watching the fresh honeycomb being made.
To me, is that it? To me,
Very specific.
Because I love food.
Yeah, to me, it's potato pups or Dagwood dogs. To me, that's it.
Oh, the hot donuts, yum.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Cinnamon
those freshly made
Yeah.
donuts. There's nothing
I've never
quite
had
like
a
it.
Dagwood dog.
What? I mean, you're not missing a lot.
But I've had to stand up. Are you joking?
Never had one.
Can I tell you right now, they are such a wonderful thing. There's not something you want to eat in
not
public.
True.
Like, they are.
It's a red sausage.
No, they're not.
They are.
I think you're equating it to all the fun of the fair, but on its own, independently.
No. This is the
and
thing.
objectively awful.
No, it is. The sausage is a red sausage, right? And it's got a stick in it, and then the batter. But there's a batter. So the batter's crispy on the outside, but somehow wet and hot in the middle.
That's what's selling it.
A little bit more moist, the batter inside. Anyway, it's not something you eat publicly. If you eat at the Royal Show, you go behind the trailer where people can't see you going down on a Dagwood dog because it's not a good look.
Hi, Ross.
Why do you always come to me after statements like that?
Well, aren't you at the show every night anyway?
I am, for the fireworks. I've also never had one, Caitlin.
What?
It doesn't look...
Can you do it tonight? Can you have one, like, obviously under cover of darkness and in an alley?
Can you pop your Dagwood dog cherry tonight, please?
Please, Ross, and let me know how you go.
Tomorrow.
Because, Ross, a bit of an insider trip. When they do a Dagwood dog, they get the Dagwood dog and they dip it in sauce. You're not going to get, if you're going to go hard at the start, you're not going to get any sauce at the end. So just maybe let the sauce run down all the way down the shaft.
Oh my God.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.